Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Beverly Holloway, also known as the Inspirational Life Guru across social media. I am a spiritual teacher, spiritual wellness practitioner, and coach on a mission to inspire as many of you as I possibly can towards discovering your divine purpose. I act as a catalyst to help get people jump started and moving in the right direction. It is also my passion to help people navigate their way through life changes and transitions. So, for those of you that may be catching me for the first time, I want to welcome you here again to my YouTube channel. You can always reach out to me across social media. You can follow me on Instagram under Inspirational Life Guru, or you can follow me on my personal page on Facebook at Inspirational Life Guru or Beverly Holloway. So, this particular reading that I'm going to be doing today, it is Sunday, August the 9th. This is going to go through the end of this week, and this is the weekly wisdom forecast for this week. So I am actually using which deck am I using? I am using the Wisdom from the Hidden Realms deck. This deck is by Colette Baron Reid. She is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites, but she is definitely one of them. And so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I want you to just take a few moments. I always like to start by just taking a few moments for us to center ourselves and to just get quiet and really get into this moment, which is going to be divine. So let's just take a few deep breaths in and release. And again, one deep breath in and release. And then another deep breath in and release. And so let's just be still for just a moment. We want to make sure that we are mindful, that we are here to receive instructions, wisdom for the upcoming week. And we want to give reverence and honor to the divine master of oracles, Spirit, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. Thank you, Life Force, for giving us wisdom for this week. And so it is. Yay! So, what else did I want to mention before I actually get started? I think that's it. I'll try and mention anything at the end if I need to, because I only have 30 minutes here. So let's get started. So I have already meditated. I've already pulled the cards, and so we're just going to see. I'm just going to give you the messages, and we'll just see where Spirit guides us, right? So for this particular week, the first oracle message that came forth is that of River Queen, the River Queen. Now, this particular oracle is all about the flow. It's all about finding your flow. Perhaps maybe some of you have been feeling a little bit out of sorts. Perhaps you've been feeling lost. Perhaps you've been feeling as though there hasn't been any movement, or you've just been not feeling yourself. And so this week, if you connect with this energy and this oracle of truth here regarding the River Queen, regarding tapping into your flow, then you're going to start seeing some movement. So perhaps maybe you have to spend some more time meditating this week. But whatever you need to do, put on your favorite songs or whatever. But it's important this week for you to find your flow. This is for those of you all that haven't been feeling like things have just been moving. It may be because you just haven't gotten your groove. You haven't found your flow. So it's all about letting go as well. So if you're holding on to anything that you know is not serving your highest good, then I believe that the energy is going to be present this week for you to let that go. And so, I don't know, Spirit has been talking a lot about relationships and things this week during some of the other readings that I've done, right? There may be some adjustments that you may have to make in your life regarding relationships. Perhaps maybe you may be in a relationship that is not conducive for you to fulfill your divine purpose here on the earth. So it's important that you let that go, that you trust that the universe is going to help you and empower you to let go of people, situations, and circumstances that aren't serving your highest good, so that you can begin to move and flow and operate the way Spirit would desire you to. And so another thing regarding this particular message, the River Queen, is that of natural movement. Natural movement. You see, one way sometimes to tell whether or not you're in the flow is if you're always having to tug and push and pull to get through. Now, there's some times when we do have to push our way through some things. But if you're always finding yourself where it just always seems to be a struggle, then it's important for you to start tapping into your natural state of movement. You see, a river flows freely, and for example, there was a former friend of mine that I was living with for like 2 years, and it was miserable. For one, this person was very controlling, very manipulating, and I was always having to flow with that person's energy. And it just really stifled my growth. But now that I'm here in a new place, a new state, a new environment, I feel my flow is back. I always had a flow. I'm a Cancer sign, and I'm telling you, if you're a Cancer sign, then you know all about this river, this flow, just being able to really flow. There's a certain flow that we have that we can tap into. And sometimes when you're with other people, like this other person that I was with temporarily, staying with, it wasn't romantic or anything. They just had this real jerky kind of flow. And I just couldn't get with that. It was just miserable. So I'm trusting this week that you'll be able to find your flow and begin moving more smoothly. Now, I like to refer to the guidebooks. For those of you that may be catching this, this is your first video. I love to give honor and reverence to the author of the decks, because I know that at the time it was written, they were inspired by the divine with these oracle messages. So I always like to refer to the guidebook because I want to give you all the juice, all the sauce as it relates to these messages. So for this particular one, the River Queen, what else can we pull from this message? It says here that the River Queen flows into your life as an ally to remind you about the concept of allowing and the law of non-attachment. Remember that all rivers come from the mountains and run to the sea to be absorbed by the larger body of water. There, the liquid evaporates into clouds that rain on the mountains to continue an endless cycle of fluidity. The River Queen is requiring you to be fluid and to let go of rigidity, whatever word. I'm not pronouncing it right, but rigidity, something like that. I don't think I'm saying it right, but anyway, you get it. Not being rigid, and to let go of being perfect. You will travel far as long as you let go and let flow, even maneuvering around the greatest blockages like water streams around big boulders. No obstacle can hold you back now if you're willing to surrender to the natural flow of events. See, there's some things that are happening in all of our lives right now that we just don't like. We don't want to go with the flow. But if we just learn how to detach and to trust the divine has everything under control, we can easily begin to flow and be non-attached and just watch the blessings flow in along with that. So it says here, be easy on yourself and others, and watch how smoothly you move forward. You may be surprised where the river takes you. See, some of you, I'm just sensing, it could be in a relationship, it could be a Cancer sign, where either you've met someone new, or perhaps maybe you've been in a relationship and you just been trying to control everything instead of going with the flow. Perhaps maybe you've just met someone, you started dating someone, and you just kind of, maybe you have your guard up. You don't really want to give in or whatever, but you never know. If you just let go, allow yourself to be a little vulnerable, set boundaries, of course, but just trust the universe and just go with the flow. So that's basically what Spirit wants us to know this week, is to find our flow, learn how to let go, and allow that natural movement to begin to take place in our lives so that we can see some manifestations. Now, the second card is that of the prison waif. This has all to do with self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. Self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. Now, this is a beautiful woman here on this image. Beautiful wings. There's clouds up above her head, and she is just looking like she is down in the dumps. Okay? Now, some of you, you're your own problem. You're self-sabotaging your own self because you're stuck where? You're stuck in your thoughts. Look at her. She's just stuck there in her thoughts, like she's worrying about everything. And also, this has to do with poverty consciousness. Some of you all, it's because of your thoughts that you haven't seen any financial blessings in your life. You're like beating your own self up. Just like this card said, let go, go with the flow, be easy on yourself. A lot of you and us, I can be hard on myself as well. But the wisdom for this week is to, first of all, let go, go with the flow, so you can see some natural movement in your life. And then also to let go of self-sabotaging thoughts. So my advice to you would be to make sure this week that you go on YouTube right here and find you some positive affirmations. If you want to write your own out, you want to record them so that you can hear your own voice. But it's important for you to find a way where you can discombobulate those negative thoughts that come to your mind, because that's how you hold your own self in bondage. So for this week, it's important for us to let go of any thoughts that are not serving our highest good. Now, let go of poverty consciousness. That means, within yourself, you're thinking thoughts like, it's never going to happen. I'm broke. I don't know what I'm going to do. Those worrisome thoughts. So let's go to the guidebook and get some more wisdom. Let's see here. All right. So when this message comes, this wisdom comes, and it arrives as our ally, right? It comes to remind us of the law of paradoxical intent. Your own self-sabotaging thoughts and hidden beliefs are, in fact, preventing you from your highest good. You may believe that you're doing all you can to manifest your reality, but perhaps you're giving in to thoughts such as, I can't do this, I'm not worthy, I'll fail, so why try? There's people, we think that this way. I know people that the only thing that come out of their mouth are things like this. Well, I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, well, and a lot of times I don't even want to tell them things about what I'm doing and what I'm expecting to be manifested in my life. Oh, well, no, I don't think you're going to be able to get that house. Oh, no, I think that car costs too much. Oh, how are you going to do that? A lot of times it's just good to just keep your mouth shut, because what happens is that person's energy attaches itself to your positive energy. And next thing you know, you're considering, because you've heard these negative thoughts, you're considering what they said. So this week, it's important for you to hear your own voice. Put some tapes in, motivational speeches in your ear, so that you can keep yourself from destroying yourself, basically. Let's see, what else does it say here? You are locked in a prison of your own making. That's good news, because it means that you have the key to let yourself out. It says here to take inventory of your thoughts this week. Let yourself out of jail and spend a few minutes outdoors in gratitude, because it's time to let the sunshine in. Okay? It's time to let the sunshine in this week. Okay? I was telling a friend of mine on a conversation by phone, it's time out for this poverty shit. Having a poverty consciousness, which is manifesting in our lives. It's time out for that. No, it's time for the money to come in. Okay? I made me a money list this week. A money list. A playlist, rather. Of money songs. And I'm going to be listening to them all week long, because it's time for the money to start rolling in. Now, the next message is that of the Metal King. The Metal King is all about discipline, armor, and boundaries. Discipline. It takes discipline for you to cast down negative thoughts, okay? That's why meditation is so important. Hey, start looking at the Mind Movie meditations. It's just like watching a movie. It's real simple. You can look it up here on YouTube. It's fun. It's a fun way of meditating if you're a person that you just can't seem to bring yourself to meditate, okay? There's different forms and ways of meditation, okay? Find out what works for you, because that's going to help you discipline yourself so that you can disbobulate all this self-sabotage that you're doing to yourself, because you put your own self in prison. Now, put on your armor. It's all about armor. You're going to have to gird up your loins, okay? With your affirmations, with your meditation this week, whatever you got to do, okay? Put on your armor. If you believe in the gospel, they call it the Bible, get you some scriptures, okay? Fill your ear with those things that are positive and good, because just like Joyce Meyer says, the battlefield is in the mind, okay? And it's important for us to guard ourselves and put on our armor. Set boundaries. This is all about setting boundaries as well. You're going to have to quit talking to some folks, basically. You're going to have to examine your relationships and cut some people out. Now, it may be people in your household, but you're going to have to find a way to guard your territory, the territory of your mind, of your thoughts, of your mental, okay, this week. And set boundaries in your life, okay, that nobody can cross. Don't just let people say whatever they want to say to you. You can't open that door and allow people to just come all up into your garden and sow whatever kind of shit and seeds they want to sow in your garden. This is your garden. This is your space, okay? This is your space right here. Don't give anybody access to this, where they can just come and do whatever the hell they want to do to you, say whatever the hell they want to say to you, and you just receive that shit. That's seed that's being sown into your garden, okay? That is seed being sown into your garden. It's unacceptable. This is my shit over here, okay? You don't just come over here thinking you're going to start fiddling with my stuff over here, my garden. That ain't gonna jive. That don't, no, we can't do that this week, okay? We can't do that. So let's see what other hidden messages here. Let's see what other messages were given to the author here. Let's see what Colette received from Spirit regarding this. The Metal King is strong. Metal is strong. And arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. If you're in a relationship, somebody's always criticizing you in your marriage, your relationship, on your job, it will not hurt you, okay? But you're going to have to set some boundaries, okay? You're going to have to discipline yourself, get your mind right, so that you don't receive everything that this person is telling you, okay? What people may be telling you, that you're not this, you're never going to amount to anything, and all that kind of crap, okay? Set boundaries. Because if you don't set boundaries, you're going to put your own self in jail, in prison. And if you're in prison, what? You ain't going to be able to flow. You ain't going to have a flow. There ain't going to be no movement in your life whatsoever. The river is not going to be flowing for you. If you don't discipline, if you don't armor yourself, if you don't set boundaries in your life this week, it's just going to be a mad week for you. Things ain't going to go well. See, these are messages that are coming from the divine for us for this week, okay? Make sure you drop comments below because I want to find out how your week is. I want to find out what you did to keep your mind right so you can be successful. Now, what else does it say here? Now, the Metal King comes as your ally. Also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries, as I mentioned. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable the task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure that you know where you end and another begins. Others' emotions are not yours. Believe me, I have experienced that in my own personal life. I had to set a boundary where I could not allow somebody else's emotions to become mine. I'm over here in my little world, in my space, okay, mentally, and I'm having a ball over here. When somebody else is out of control with their emotions, I can't take that. I can do my best to try and help, but you can't take on someone else's emotional energy. Now, no matter how empathetic you may be. So it says here, another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you have accomplished. Be proud of what you have accomplished, okay? So let's just take a moment because I have quite a few minutes left, actually. Excuse the noise here, kicking over stuff. Got a glass here I'm kicking, right? Let's just take a moment. Take a few deep breaths, and let's just do exercise here, okay? A short guided meditation. I want you to just imagine, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. And I just want you to imagine that there is a bright light, whatever your favorite color may be, or a bright yellow light that is surrounding you, covering you from head to toe. And there's a warmth that comes with that light. And you can feel it from the top of your head to the soles of your feet all around you, especially in this crown chakra area right now. There's a warmth that is here in this area. That means that your crown chakra is open for you to receive wisdom this week that is going to help you as it relates to your job, projects, relationships, how to get along with people. God's going to give you strategies this week on how to effectively make decisions in your life that are going to cause you to prosper. So I just want you to imagine that the top of your skull has been open for the glory and that light, like honey, like warm honey, trickling down from the universe into you, warming your entire existence to where you will be able to make sound decisions this week. I want us to sit with that for a moment. That Spirit is going to fill you and flood you with purpose, confidence, positive affirmations about yourself. It's important that you journal this week. Journal out all of the shit, the garbage that your mind, that's been flooding your mind and your thoughts. Some of you out there, you've been bombarded with negativity, with negative thoughts, whether it comes from other people or thoughts that you meditate on yourself, okay? And it's important this week for you to open up your journal, get your notepad or something, and empty out all of that shit. Everything that is coming to your head and thoughts and your mental, dump that shit out on paper, okay? Dump it out on paper. And then once you've got that down on paper, I want you to sit for a moment quietly and allow the divine to begin to give you new ideas, new perspectives, witty inventions, new ways, new strategies, I believe are available for you this week. All right? So hopefully this message has resonated with you. I believe if it doesn't, if it's not for you, it's just not for you. And be sure and like and share. Give me a thumbs up. If it's been a blessing to you, be sure and share it with someone else. Even if it wasn't a blessing to you, you never know who may want it. Share it to your social media. Again, you can reach me on Instagram, Inspirational Life Guru. You can reach me on my personal page, Beverly Holloway, on Facebook. Hey, it's going to be a great week, okay? We're going to be, first of all, letting go of shit that's going to hinder us from being in the flow. We're going to let go of self-sabotaging thoughts. We're going to get rid of that poverty consciousness this week. And we're going to learn how to discipline ourselves, to do our yoga, to do our breath work, to exercise. Find something that is going to help you become disciplined this week. Put on your armor, okay? Strengthen yourself through scriptures or through affirmations, listen to motivational speeches to keep yourself covered, and then also set boundaries this week, okay? All right? Love you guys. See you next week. Ciao.